Next, let's queer up Black culture. Queer Black History Month celebrates the beauty of being a masterpiece. It's Black History Month, and of course, at Queer News Tonight, we celebrate the queer nature of this history. Within the vibrant tapestry of Black identity, the interplay between being both Black and queer unfolds with intricate layers of self-discovery and societal acceptance. A 2019 report by the Human Rights Campaign unveiled a troubling statistic. 44% of Black LGBTQ+ youth seriously contemplate suicide, emphasizing the gravity of the challenges faced. For those proudly embracing their queer identity alongside their Blackness, this celebration evokes internal conflict, as societal norms often impose rigid expectations on the coexistence of these identities. Hope Giseele writes for LGBTQ Nation and caught Queer News Tonight's attention talking about the steps to achieve that goal. She says that affirmation stands as the initial step, a recognition that, quote, you are a masterpiece, not a bargain bin discovery. The second step could be surrounding oneself with a supportive community. She also emphasizes educating the broader society and advocating for inclusivity. Giseele says that it is high time to embrace all the fierce individuals within our midst. As the spotlight shines brightly on Black History Month, it is time to rewrite the narrative. Amidst the celebration of Blackness, she suggests it is crucial that we strive for a community that not only acknowledges, but cherishes the richness found in every intersection of identity. Through understanding, dialogue, and collective empowerment, we can cultivate an environment where every Black individual, regardless of sexual orientation, feels acknowledged, valued, and celebrated. That is a great start for Queer Black History Month. I was really, I had to do a little research because I didn't know who Giseele was. First of all, I'm Miami native, which is a really
cool thing
here at Queer News Tonight, South Florida. Second of all, went to the University of Alabama and started the first LGBTQ student group at a in what could possibly be conceived as one of the most conservative red states.
Alabama, bro.
And as a trans activist. So kudos, first of all, for
all those boxes are tough.
Black excellence, Black excellence, Black excellence, right there. And you know, in reading this story, for another reason today, I was doing a little research for something else, not for Queer News Tonight, and came upon a quote from someone, again, regarding Black History Month, from Audre Lorde, who is a Black lesbian poet. And she wrote, which I think really fits this story, she wrote, caring for myself is not self-indulgence, it is self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. And I think in the midst of everything that's happening right now, again, to our community, and also, again, just attacks across all different things that are being used under the DEI umbrella to attack diversity. I think, you know, the intersectionality of Black and queerness is probably one, if not the most challenging places to be on the forefront of what's happening out there in our broader community and also locally here in our state.
For sure. You know, Black History Month is so important, right? And, you know, I've always been taught that, like, if you want to know about certain things that have nothing to do with you, right? That, like, I'm not Black, right? So you go to your nearest person that is Black to give you the right information that you need, right? So I go to my Adriana Tenders, I go to my Tatiana Braxtons, I go to be like, hey, what can I do? How can I research? What should I be knowing? What should I be talking about, right? These are the people that you'll get those kind of correct answers from, you know? And at the end of the day, what does anybody want to see? You want to be seen. You want to be heard. You want your voice to matter, right? And that's what a Black queer person wants, you know? And, you know, acceptance is so big. And I can't stop thinking about, Bayard Rustin, you know, and how the movie has been now nominated for all these awards, and Domingo is the first Afro-Latino to be nominated for this grand award, you know, and then, you know, we can't think about Black history without thinking about the past and thinking about Maya Angelou and thinking about Marsha P. and thinking about Bayard Rustin, you know, and then we have to think about Black history present, and we think about Jesse Jackson, we think about Oprah, we think about, you know, Billy Porter, you know, we think about all the people who represent Black queer excellence to the fullest.
Absolutely.
You know, and on this month and always, they should be celebrated, and we should celebrate them for all they do. Yeah. Glenn?
I think that there's a real challenge in overall acceptance as a Black person. I mean, it's great that we can focus on the LGBTQ experience, but overall, their community is not accepted, and they don't always accept themselves. And so I think it's even broader. It's a great month to focus on Black history in general, because they are pushed aside. As a general population, we've got the Oprahs, we've got the Billy Porters, we've got all those folks, but they're more the exception than when you get into some of the suppressed communities, the financially also challenged
Marginalized
communities,
to the fullest.
marginalized, pushed aside, not good enough to do what everything else. And it is a great time to sort of highlight that. And we had a black president, but it didn't move the needle enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, when we have our trans brothers and sisters dying at an alarming rate and having the age limit of 30, right? There's something wrong.
Something totally
There's
wrong.
something definitely wrong. Trini?
Just my little PSA for the Black and Brown community. On the more local level, like sometimes the events that go on definitely don't have the representation for the Black and Brown people. When you look at the advertisements, it's clearly like, okay, this is kind of the white gay party. And although I would say they're accepting, like you can just see kind of where the marketing is at for it. And then oftentimes there's the Black gay community and the people of color that kind of have their own thing. And I just wish that there was a little bit more integration and just, people who are organizing events to keep that in mind when it comes to their marketing, their advertising, the people that they have and the lineups that they have.
Well, have the right people at the table putting these events together, okay? If you're a whole white team and you're putting together a black event, there's something wrong. I mean, there's something wrong, organizations. Come on.
And Saturday was a perfect example of that. Wilton Manor did a great job at the cookout. But it was more white people, basically. They had very small representation. And that was not the goal. So who was at the table to make that decision, and did they pick the right people that could bring a community along so that you can truly have the diversity? Because if you can't feel a representation with the people that are producing it, how do you join in? Like, why would I go to that? It doesn't represent my community.
Marketing is important, right? Depends on where you're marketing,
And kudos for doing it. I think it's great because we need to do those things. I just was disappointed when I heard that it wasn't as well attended as everyone would have hoped.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
We're such a wonderful community. I think that we just need to outreach to more and more people to get people in, because we have so many resources for everybody to come out. And part of it was about coming out, and sometimes it's really hard to believe in somebody, and you want to find someone to believe in you. So first time, believe in yourself. That's the one person you need to believe in you, to reach out there, to be part of a community, and don't be afraid to get out and mix and mingle.